Hi guys, welcome back to the kitchen, to Amy's kitchen. And here I have corned beef brisket. And now this is, of course, as you can tell by the packaging, I did not make this at home myself, which you can do. It's a whole nother video. But corned beef brisket is simply a piece of brisket that has been brined in heavily salted water for up to 14 days and refrigerated. In this package you see a little package of seasoning. This is really juniper berries, it's allspice, some cloves, some pepper, mustard seeds. We're going to throw in a couple of other seasonings, but that's basically what's in this little packet here, which gives the flavor of the corned beef. Corned beef is not smoked like some people think that it is, or they think it's already cooked. It's not. It's just simply brined. So this is in the raw state. I got almost 4 pounds, 3.93 pounds, and it was $9.67, which is not a bad price for corned beef, which is, this one was $2.49 a pound. So we're going to cook this today. We are going to be adding to it, we're going to be doing this with a slow braise in the slow cooker, and we will be using beer as the braising liquid. And we will also be adding some Dijon mustard, some brown sugar, some more pepper. The Dijon mustard is really just to give it a little extra to it, you know, kick. And the sugar, the brown sugar, will kind of counteract that a little bit. And we're also going to add some garlic. And then we're having potatoes, carrots, cabbage, and onions added to it. And whatever else as we go along. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, we're back. Okay guys, how we're going to start this off is I've got my slow cooker, which I'm lucky enough is a digital slow cooker. I like the digital better because you can control the heat more on it. And the first thing I want to do is I have some fingerling potatoes, if you can see that. Sorry about the glare. I tried different angles and I don't know how to get rid of the glare. It's coming off of somewhere over here. I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to pour the whole bag in. It's already been washed. These are pre-washed, scrubbed potatoes. No peeling necessary. We're going to put these on the bottom, and to hold up our roast beef. Not roast beef. Did I say that, guys? I meant corned beef. Sorry, guys. Then I have some cabbage that I cut into wedges. I sure hope you can view this right, because I tell you I can't redo it now, because if I turn that light off, can you see it? Maybe that's better. Sorry guys. Okay, so there's our fingerling potatoes. I'm going to put our cabbage in. Quite a bit of it, because the boys love it. Okay, so I'll put actually some on the bottom here. Well, I think we're going to take that one off and put a smaller piece in on this side. I'm trying to kind of keep the center open. And we're going to add our, actually I'm going to add a little bit of, if you don't have this, don't worry about it, it's just ground mustard to kind of flavor the vegetables a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and throw in a couple of whole cloves, just for some extra flavor. Now, whole cloves are in, these are also in that little seasoning packet you're about ready to see. I'm just going to toss in a couple of these. Then I have a couple of bay leaves that I'm going to throw in. Hope you can see all that. This is our brisket. I meant to tell y'all also, what they brine this in is called saltpeter. It's also known as sodium nitrate. They no longer, well, they still use it for the corned beef because that's how they can brine it for so long. But, and by the way, you pour in all the juice, it's perfectly fine. It's just the flavoring. And then we're going to take out our little salt packet that comes into it. Salt, seasoning, you know what I mean. Let me wash this off so I can open it. And you can get a better view of it. Anyways, so if you were to make this at home, corned beef from a real brisket, like this is a fake one, make it from raw brisket that hasn't been brined, you want to brine it yourself, you would have to get saltpeter to do it. Well, if you don't, the saltpeter is what gives it this red look to it. Even after you cook it, it's still going to look red, and that's what does that. Now this is the seasoning packet that has the juniper berries and has allspice and all the other stuff, the cinnamon and all that stuff I was telling you about. So we're just going to sprinkle this on top. It doesn't really matter, all the vegetables are going to kind of shrink. And so this will get down into here, kind of pull some of the pieces away so it does sit a little bit further down than what it is. Okay, get my towel here and wipe my hands off. Okay, now to this, we're going to go ahead and add some Dijon mustard. You can use white mustard. And I should give some credit. I actually was watching the Pastry Parrot 1. She's also the Fugal, F-R-U-G-A-L, chef.com. Leave it to me with my accent that I can't say anything. This is almost empty, I guess. I'm just going to take the lid off. There. Come on. Get out of there. Doesn't want to come out, guys. I guess that's enough. I guess I need to get some more Dijon mustard, huh? Looked like there was more in there. So anyways, we put in our Dijon mustard, and then I'm just going to take the brush and just kind of brush it over the seasonings here. There we go. And then I'm going to take some brown sugar, and this will just stable out or counteract with the spiciness of the Dijon mustard. But she had a similar recipe. Now she didn't put all the stuff that I'm putting into it in hers. I'm adding garlic, the cloves and all that other stuff. You have to look at her video. She has it online. If you just look up the Pastry Parrot 1. So anyways, I've got some garlic here, and I'm just gonna, I'd already took the skins off, and I'm just breaking it up now. And you can put those in whole because we're gonna have such a long cooking time. It will soften it, make it sweeter, and infuse the meat and all with the garlic. So I'm probably adding about 4 simply because we like garlic. So that's a good reason. Okay, here's the most important thing you want to add to this after you've done all this. And the reason why you really don't have to spread all the brown sugar and all on this, well, I'm going to try not to hit it too bad, is 1 can of beer. Now I have Budweiser in the refrigerator, and no, it's too early in the morning for you to be drinking it. It should all go in here. And this is going to be a braising liquid, so anyways, we're just going to pour in 1 whole can. If you have a dark beer or an ale, would probably work a lot better. You can experiment with your own taste to see what you like and what you don't like. I just don't have anything else. That's all I had was that 1 can, so decided to use it. I wish I did have a darker beer to put in there. So now I've got everything in there. Now, you're probably saying, well, where's the carrots at? Oh, I forgot the onions. I guess the onions would help too. I just quartered them, and we're just going to throw those in on top. When we were grocery shopping yesterday for this dinner, I told my son to go get some carrots for this. Well, he was really sweet. He threw them in the basket, and I didn't even look at them. It turns out they're the petite, sweet petites. But they're so small that if I put those in right now, after 5 hours of cooking on high heat, it's going to be mush. We don't want mush, of course. So, right now I'm going to leave these out, and I will put them in later. Now, how long do you cook this for? If you're doing high heat, you want to do at least 50 minutes per pound. So I have 4 pounds, so it has to go for at least 4 hours. I'm going to go ahead and put it for about 5, but I'm going to check it at 3.5 hours to see how well it's doing. At that point, I will add the carrots. And then the carrots will have time, because this crock pot will automatically go to warming mode, where it will just keep it warm, so it will continue to cook. And the boys have to go to work tonight, so I want them to be able to eat whatever time they come in from their apartment up to my apartment, because they live downstairs. They'll be able to come up and get their dinner whenever they're ready to, and it'll be done. So we're going to put the lid on this, if I can find it. And there's nice little latches here. Hang on a second. Okay. Now I put the lid on and I've latched it down. Here's my controller. It says 4 hours. I'm going to up it by 1 hour and then press start. And that's it. We got 5 hours. And so we'll see how it goes. There it is. It looks pretty. So we'll be back. Alright. Yeah, it hasn't been 5 hours yet. And by the way, it's not St. Patrick's Day, by the way. I'm sorry, guys. It's December. We just like to eat corned beef every once in a while. So anyways, I just turned you off. And then as soon as I turned you off, I realized I forgot to add something that does give flavor. A nice little flavor, and that is celery. So I simply found some celery in the bottom of my refrigerator. And cut it up real quick. And I'm adding it. It's just this kind of celery here. So I always get mine pre-done so I don't have to mess with it. So anyways, we're going to put the lid back on again. Thankfully I caught it before it heated up. And that is it. Okay now. Okay guys, the brisket is done. There's the brisket. And there's everything else. I did add the carrots, added a little bit more water, by the way, just because I felt that it needed it. So, I mean, that's kind of your discretion when you're cooking. So here's the brisket. Now, the point I want to make on this one is, and this is what I'd already done, was kind of pull. And you see how it's long here? Okay, this is with the grain. So if the grain is going this direction, because it's pulling out in long pieces like this, you want to cut it the other direction. So that would be against the grain. Okay? So you want to see where the grain is going, and then cut the opposite direction. So I'm going to let this sit for a minute and I'll be right back. Alright, so I've started to cut it against the grain, as you can see here. So I'm just cutting it this direction with a serrated knife, which you would use for like cooking bread, or cutting bread. Okay, so we're going to do that. Stay there, Stevie.
Okay. Measure the bowl.
You can, hang on. There's that bowl. So now we're going to take a little bit of cabbage and carrots here and put them into our bowl. And a little bit more. I'm going to put some of the juice in, of course. So we're just going to put that over. I guess this is Stevie's bowl, isn't it?
It is.
Here's
now.
some fingerling potatoes that we put in that are perfectly done. You want one or two, Stevie?
I'll take one.
Just one?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're simply going to take some of the brisket here and put it on top.
Then pour the juice onto that.
Yes, a little bit more juice on that for Stevie. And this is our corned beef. So, here we are. Hang on, Stevie. Keep focused. Give me a sec. What are you doing with the big fork? Dude,
Come
you couldn't
on.
wait a minute? I was getting you a fork. See, there's a fork.
Yeah, but it's not big like this.
You don't need that big of a fork. That's a... See, and it's hot, by the way. Hello?
No, there's a piece of fat.
Okay, well, use the smaller fork, dude. Here. You're making me, like, be all over the place here. How's a carrot? See, the true test. The carrot should not be baby food. Still good. Hot? Alright, guys. This is our beef brisket with all the trimmings. Stop. Alright, guys. Live, love, and eat. Bye, guys.